Hello everyone, it is your boy Winster and I am back at it again with another video. Today we are doing something a little bit different. Hopefully this becomes a little bit of staple on my channel, but today we're going to be doing a market watch video. I gathered some notes and wanted to talk about some of the cards that you should be having your eyes out, some cards that you should be investing, or if there's some cards that you want to be offloading. But before we get into today's market watch, I definitely want to say thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Check out all my other social media on the platform. If you guys like this type of content, you guys will enjoy my TikTok. Be sure to check everything out. Everything will be in the description box. Definitely appreciate you guys' support. Remember, do not forget to turn on the notification bell. Help me out with that algorithm. You know what I'm saying? But let's jump into today's market video. So the first card that I really wanted to talk about was Kashtira Fenrir. We all know who played competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! How impactful the Kashtira strategy was upon release, right? Banishing all your things face down, a walking macro cosmos with the boss monster. Praise be to the All-Father that motherfucker got banned. That archetype changed the game so much. And one monster really outshined, that it's not the boss monster, of course, but Fenrir. Fenrir, upon release, was about like 40 to 25 bucks. As the deck found ways to be beaten and people formulated strategies, the card slowly but surely started to dip. And now that the card got two reprints other than its ultra printing, I think the card on a competitive standpoint is definitely something to invest in. But overlooking everything, it depends on you. You know, do you want the original print of copy? This card right now, I don't know why it says 34. This person's crazy, but you know, I cannot knock the hustle. But the original print are going for $20. I do think that these cards are going to be going down slowly but surely. But here is a perfect example of the timeline, right? About July of this year, they're just trending around the 30 to 40 mark, and slowly but surely starting to dip. So the cards right now being a staple, every single deck is playing, whether it be in the main or the sideboard. It's definitely worth picking up. If you want to get the higher rarity, you could shell out a couple more bucks. So one ultimate rare Fenrir is going about the same price as two prismatic secret rares. So it really depends. Do you want to get the highest value? In my opinion, if you're on a budget, I would wait a little bit more. But if we're seeing the trends on all these cards, including the ultimate rare, they are starting to go up just a little bit. The card that everyone wants because it's the ultimate rare version, and OTS 22, 21 is no longer being given out. It's all 23. So if I was in your guys' shoes and you guys wanted to bling out the deck, go for it. Get your playset of Kashtira Fenrir because I could see this card being in the meta. As I was making notes, guys, I swear I did not plan this out. I talked about so many cards coming out of Rarity Collection, and I think that because Rarity Collection is such an impactful set, really changing the game on the market really shows where Yu-Gi-Oh stands and how players are really treating these cards. The next card I wanted to talk about is Effect Veiler. Effect Veiler has been a staple card since I was in high school, given I wasn't playing at a competitive level, but this card by far outshined everything coming around at that time. The card upon release was about 35 bucks, right? But is steadily increasing. People are buying these cards. This card's already going for 45. I just bought mine over the past weekend for 35. So now the reason I'm bringing up Effect Veiler is because it is a nice, beautiful rarity. But in comparison to its Starlight, but comparing the price to the Starlight is insane. This card is going about 15 to 10% of the Starlight rare's price point, right? Would you rather pay a QCR price or Starlight price? When the rarities are very, very similar, yes, I would say that the Starlight rare has far more value than the QCR because it's so much harder to pull and there's less of Eternity Code. The card going for 300, 350 after taxes and shipping. And even if we take a look at the Ghost or the Ultimate Rare Effect Veiler, going for a near mint first ed, I would say that it would be for maybe 200, 240. I definitely think that investing in the QCR would be the right move if you want to have a nice, beautiful rarity. Just take a look at the last sale history, right? The last sale was yesterday. Someone bought one for $300. First Ed, right? Let's see. Someone bought it the beginning of November. First Ed, light play for about 220. That's like 600-700 bucks. So again, you need to ask yourself, what do you value more? I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with investing into a quarter century rare. That is a very beautiful rarity, gonna hold value over time. Effect Veiler is a staple card. I definitely think that investing in this QCR Effect Veiler is gonna be worth your buck. There are some other great rarities for Effect Veiler 2 that came out in the rarity collection. The Collector's Prismatic Rare. The one thing I don't like is the extra speckling on the card. I'm personally not a fan of it, but I do like the actual effect on the card. I have one myself. I ended up selling it to get my QCR, but definitely a good investment. Like I said, guys, I did not purposely do this, okay? When I was taking notes, I was just like, man, like this card is insane for a QCR. You know, like that's too good of a price. But Ghost Bell in Haunted Mansion, I think falls in the same boat as Effect Veiler. I think the only other high rarity of this card is going to be the Starlight Rare. But QCR from Rarity Collection goes insane. It is a nice, beautiful rarity, very similar to Starlight Rare. You just don't have the watermark or the shattered foiling on the wording of the card, the name of the card, I mean. But going for $23, $25 after tax and shipping, you could get a playset of QCR Ghost Bell in Haunted Mansion for 75 bucks. Definitely worth the investment. This card is a Ghost Girl. It is a hand trap. At some point in the format, it's going to be useful. It's just such a good card and such a good investment. It is disrespectful that this card is going for 20 bucks, in my personal opinion. I understand why. Ghost Bell has another higher rarity printing, and that's why it's not as valuable as that one, and this is easier to get, where its sister Ash Blossom has no high rarity printing. The highest rarity printing of that card is the original Secret Rare, and Konami finally gave it to us in Rarity Collection, and I can understand why the price is the price. But I definitely think that if you are trying to get a nice, beautiful, high rarity card of this card, it's worth investing. This card is going for 20 bucks, which is insane. Get a nice quarter century rare, invest your money. Let's take a look at the Starlight Rare version of this, just so we could take a look at that price point. I would say that the card definitely went down in value, but I wouldn't say it would be crazy. It's going for 100. It's not too much, but again, you could get a QCR for 25% of this card. I'd rather pay 75 than 300 if you need to get a playset. Again, just my opinion, but I want to help out where I can. The next card that I really wanted to talk about was Triple Tactics Talons. Thrust, again, is such an expensive card. It's still around the $100 mark. If you're a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player, I would say pick them up. But that's another time. I wanted to talk about Talons. Talons did come out in multiple rarities. It came out in Super Rare, came out in Ultra Rare, for Magnificent Mavens. There's just so much value in this card. And picking up a playset of Super Rares by far is a phenomenal investment. You're going to get a playset of Super Rares for like 15 bucks, right? But if you want the nice printing of this card, Triple Tactics Talons came out recently as a quarter century rare, right? Very similar to the Starlight Rare, actually going kind of crazy, right? The card is going for about like 64 bucks. You could get a playset of QCR Triple Tactics Talons for about, what, 180, 200 bucks, which is insane. Comparing it to the Starlight Rare version of this card, like, we could look at the price, but realistically, guys, the Starlight Rare is just so unattainable. It's so expensive, and I get it. It's such a great card. It's a beautiful rarity, but why would you shell out, over $1,000 to get a playset of Triple T when you could get a QCR for like 20% of that, which is insane. So I definitely think if you are looking to get a nice, beautiful rarity of Triple Tactics Talons, investing in the QCR version of it, again, no brainer here. Spend your money elsewhere, guys. Save your money. Do not buy. If you got it like that, you got it like that. But invest in QCRs from Rarity Collection. And now is a perfect time because look, they're starting to go up. I could expect this card going for easily like 120 plus, maybe 100. But the way that the game is, the way the format is at the moment, it's definitely a useful card. Every deck is citing this in or plays it in the main. So definitely worth the investment, in my opinion. And if you don't want to even invest in the QCR, there are other options. You could get the original print right now for, let's see, near mint. You could get an original print $14, right? After shipping, that's going to be what? $32 if my math is correct. Am I doing math correctly? Hey Siri, what's 14 times 3? $42. I was actually correct. Shout out to Siri. But you could get a playset original print secret for $42, right? After shipping, closer to $50, which is crazy, right? I ended up buying my secrets for like 35 a piece. And I spent like 100, like I was so upset. But I had mine for a while. Definitely worth the investment, guys. If you don't want to get a QCR, secret original print, beautiful. The next card I really wanted to speak about, guys, was Nibiru, the Primal Being. This card has so many printings. I remember when I think the only printing of the time was the original print. And that card was like going for like $10, right? But look at all these rarities. You got the Super, you got the Ultra, you got the Secrets, you got the god awful gold. What? Why is the gold going for $6? Okay. Y'all tripping if you're going for $6. But if you guys needed a great staple, here is a phenomenal investment. You could get the original print or the Brothers of Legend print for about $2. Like, this is a great staple, beautiful rarity. But if you want to kick it up and you want to get something really nice and get a QCR is going for about $40 right now. Now, this is where you need to decide for yourself what rarity do you value most, because there is another rarity of this card, and that is going to be the ultimate rare rarity. Ultimate rare Nibiru, by far, super beautiful. I actually pulled one when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh back in the day. When OTS whichever 14 came out, I pulled this and I didn't know the value and I didn't think I was going to need it, so I sold it because it was going for like 200. I got a Zeus original print. And I got like $80 on top of it. But a Nibiru, the prices are going down, guys. This is the cheapest the card has ever been, which is absolutely insane, right? Like a couple of months ago, it was going for like one something. Rarity Collection gets announced, and Nibiru falls off a little bit because it's not used in every single deck, but it's still a good card to have. And then it just like at 100. I do think that this card is going to be falling even more because look at the price point. But $36, you get a whole playset for about 100 and some change after tax of QCRs, or you could get an ultimate rare printing. The list goes on what you could decide. And again, I just want to put out this information so you guys can make a better choice. I want you guys to gain this knowledge and not make the mistakes that I do. I personally like the ultimate rare version more than the QCR. I just like the ultimate rare. It just looks so sick. I love the earth in the background, and it's kind of like faded, and the standing point is the Nibiru. But definitely worth it, guys. Pot of Prosperity is the next card I really wanted to speak to you guys about. This card was going for on release, or maybe like a couple months after release, because that's when I picked them up. When I was starting to get heavy into Yu-Gi-Oh, I picked them up for 100 a piece, guys. I felt like I got a deal, right? Like I need these cards. I was playing Cyber Dragon, and Verte Anaconda was still a legal card. That's how far back I've been playing. Started to play competitively, right? I think buying this card was really the standing point of what I wanted to do. But Pot of Prosperity is going to be a phenomenal investment. Not so much in the super rares. I do understand why the super rares are going for like 6. You know, I understand why they're going for this price. It's because the market is still fluctuating a bit. But the market, it will soon be settling, right? And this card is only going down. As all the other cards are just, you know, spiking in price. I do think that investing in this card is going to be well worth your wallet, not the super rare, because at some point I do think that the super rares are going to be $1 at some point in time. There's no way they're going to hold that value with all these other printings out. The prismatic one that came out in the tin, and then the original print. These are all great, you know, investments. $14 for original print, first ed. Like, come on. Pot of Prosperity QCR is well worth the investment. It's going for $56, right? This card is only gonna go up. The only other higher rarity of this card is gonna be the secret rare, being the first ed, and the Starlight rare. Starlight rare. It's gonna be in the same avenue as Triple Tactics talents, right? It's like almost fucking unattainable, guys. And just for the sake of it, let's go ahead and look at it on stream. And if you guys want to check this out, I recorded this live on twitch.tv/EvoWinster, so make sure you guys go follow and support me there. $300, right? You could get a playset of Pot of Prosperity QCR for 150, a little bit over, right? Maybe 160, 170 after tax. That's not even one Pot of Prosperity Starlight. Like, that's crazy. Like, it does, like, the QCRs are doing their job. They are affecting the market, right? Like, let's take a look. In August, right? Someone bought them for 340 for one. Like, come on, man. Like, that is so expensive. Like, do not do this to yourselves. Don't get me wrong. If you got it, you got it. I can't hate on you. Or if you're just playing at a competitive and you just want to bling out your deck, do not invest. Like, this is just so expensive, man. The last card I really wanted to talk about is the card that everyone is talking about. Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. Look at all these beautiful printings of this card, man. You got common printings, it got super printings, secret printings. There's just so many printings of this card. I remember when I first started playing, and there was like 3, like the original print, the ultra print, the original print, the ultra print, the gold print, and the common print in the structure deck, the fire structure deck. I think it was like the Solomon Great one. But this card is so much more accessible now. Even like the original print for Maximum Crisis, right? First ed, like it is by far so much more affordable because they were going for like 70 a piece, right? At some point in time, they're actually pretty expensive, and like I get it. Like original print means something. Ghost Girls mean something. Waifus mean something. I get it. I'm not hating. And I said this on my stream before. Guys. Like, the card is gonna go down. Do not buy pre-sale. I want to look at QCR Ash Blossom, right? This card has finally, I would say, maybe tipped over, right? And started to really settle. The card, like, I forgot who it was, right? Like, I remember when the pre-sales were up and people were just buying. And I'm not hating at all, right? Like, but the pre-sale game was insane. Like, this is the last guy. This guy bought 3 for $400. 3. I wouldn't say 400, maybe 360, right? But like damn near $400. If my man would have just waited, and again, I'm not hating on this individual. My man would have waited, what, the 27th? When was the 27th? That was 2 weeks ago, right? A week, yeah, gonna be 2 weeks ago. My man would have paid half of what he paid. Maybe no less. No, he would have paid about he would have paid about like 40% of the card. So again, this goes to show you that this card, yes, pre-sale and hype are a factor, and I get that it plays into the market, but do not do this to yourselves, guys. There are other rarities of this card. Even the prismatic collector's rare is like doing crazy for this card. Like, it is a nice one. I have seen it, and there's so many rarities. Prismatic ultimate rare, I personally do not like that rarity. That rarity is very ugly, but again, not for me. But prismatic collector's rare going for $30. There's just so many choices that you could pick, you know. I do see QCR Ash Blossom going maybe closer to like 100. At that point, I would invest. I personally wouldn't invest in the QCR, but because it's gonna go down. Right, there's still so much hype about this. The cases are still being opened. People are still opening the set. It's a brand new set, so I would definitely invest in like prismatic collectors or just simple. Just get a common. You know, commons. It's crazy to think, but commons are like $2. Like that's fucking insane that this card is still going for $2. Okay, guys, so that is gonna be it for today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this type of content. If you guys did, let me know. I really enjoy like the market and the way it fluctuates with new sets, and this is kind of my first real dive into a market watch. Hopefully these tips helped you out. Hopefully that you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I dropped a little bit of knowledge. You know, again, I'm only human. Do not take do not take my word for it. This is how the market's gonna go. But I hope you guys enjoyed this content. I don't want you guys to suffer these Yu-Gi-Oh prices. I get it. Don't hate the player, hate the game, but that's just how it is. If someone's gonna sell a Starlight Prosperity for 600 or for 300, whatever it was, then so be it. But you don't have to pay that price. You could get a QCR that just looks just as good. But that is gonna be it for today's video. Make sure that you guys subscribe, like, comment, turn on the notification bell. Let me know what you guys think of this content. Until next time, guys, I'll check you guys out later. Peace out.